And welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. Apologize for the delay getting back on there. Technical difficulties. We're good now. We're already through one out here in the top of the fifth. There's a fly ball. Webb Smith out for his fifth inning of work is taking on the batter, number 6, Peter Federo. So Hodak flying out to center field, or left field, I should say. And now one down. Count is 1-1 to Federo. Grounded to third, underneath the glove of Al Strakowski, and into left field for a base hit. Federo gets on, and now the batter for Chatham is number 9, Nick Carlos. And manager James Manco heading out to the mound to talk to Justin Smith. Liam Brody is in the bullpen. We'll see if manager Manco goes to him. Top of the fifth, one out here. Delayed getting on the air by about an hour tonight as the bus from Chatham High School was delayed because of the I-80 sinkholes. So, lots of traffic if you've had to maneuver through those. So Chatham scored in the top of the third inning, and then Pope John responded in the bottom of the inning. No, Justin Smith's day is over as Liam Brody will come in to relieve. Smith getting congratulations from his teammates as he heads back to the dugout. We'll take a quick break and be right back to Pope John High School after this. Liam Brody coming in for Pope John, tied at 1 on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Pope John High School. Top of the fifth action between the Pope John Lions and Chatham Cougars. Mike Forbesano along with me calling today's game. New pitcher in for the Lions, number 17, Liam Brody. So Smith gets through 4+ innings, 4 and a third actually. He has a runner on first he's responsible for. Now the batter, Nick Carlos. First pitch high. Top of the fifth, tied at 1. Here's the pitch from Brody. Blown away. And Pammy jumps on that like a cat. Makes sure that Federo stays at first. 2-0 from Liam Brody. Now the pitch. In there, call strike. More action in the bullpen for Pope John. Daniel Gigante, number 12, getting loose. Run on first, 1 out. And runner goes. The throw down from Pammy down to second. Safe. And Peter Federo gets in safely with a stolen base. And now, 2-2 count to Carlos. Pammy goes out to talk to Brody. Number 17, Liam Brody on the mound. Looking to lock down this top of the fifth inning. 1 out already. 2-2 count to Carlos. On deck for Chatham. number 13, Wes Maximo.
Yeah, Nicky, let's go!
Now Brody checks the runner. Pitch. High fly ball, center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Manco fires it back in, and Federo has to hold at third. So now, runners on the corners, one out, and the batter is Wes Maximo for Chatham.
Hey, 145, 145.
We reached the 7 o'clock hour here at Pope John High School. Bells from Our Lady of Lake chime.
Hey, line drive back on the ground. Let's go! Come on, Wes!
Brody looks in. Runners on the corners, one out. He steps off. First base holding the bag, third base in on the lip of the grass on the turf. Double play depth to the middle infielders. Here's the pitch. But to suicide. Johnson. He's got one play. No. Nobody's covering first. And the run scores. Just like the way Chatham scored their first run. It was on a bunt. And there was no play at home. As it was a suicide squeeze. And Johnson looked back to first. Nobody was covering. And it's the exact same way that Chatham scored their first run. So now the Cougars up 2-1 here in the fifth inning. Runners on first and second, and only one down. So Brody with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one. And Pammy picks it up. Jack Uknowitz. Uknowitz at the plate. First and second, one out, one run already in here in the top of the fifth. Cougars lead 2-1 over the Lions. Brody checks the runner at second. Now the pitch. Inside. 2-0. Now the pitch. In there. Called strike. So 1-2 count to Uknowitz. Brody checks the runner. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Brody gets Uknowitz to chase outside the zone, and now 2 down. And the batter is number 8, Ryan Bailey, the DH. First and second, now 2 down here in the top of the fifth. Brody 1 out away from getting out of this without further damage. Ball. So the run is actually charged to Justin Smith, as Smith had put Federo on. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike, 1-1. First and second, 2 outs, 1-1 count to Bailey. Now the pitch by Brody. High fly ball, center field, Manco racing back. He's under it, makes the catch. And that's the third out of the inning. But now before Chatham takes the lead on a suicide squeeze. And after 4.5 innings, it's 2-1 Chatham over Pope John. We'll be back for bottom of the fifth action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
Hey, 17 for 23. 17 for 23. Let's go.
hard as I worked all day and more work harder loving on you. Spin you all over that dance floor, right out of them high heel shoes. And when you're ready to quit, baby, we can slip right out of that barn door. And when I take you home, don't worry, babe, I'm gonna kick 'em up on the porch, might have a little bit on my boots. Taking you uptown tonight, might have a little.
Welcome back, Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey, for bottom of the fifth action between the Pope John Lions and the Chatham Cougars. Chatham scored in the top of the fifth inning quite like they did in the top of the third on a suicide squeeze. And so the Cougars now lead 2-1. Leading off for the Lions here in the bottom of the fifth, number 8, Alex Rakowski. Pitcher for Chatham, number 10, still in there, and that is Dalton Lofton. On deck for the Lions, Joseph Manko. Here's the first pitch. Inside, way inside on Rakowski.
Here we go.
Chatham scored in the top of the third. Lions responded back in the bottom of the inning. Now the Cougars have scored in the top half of this inning, the fifth. Here's the pitch by Lofton. High, ball 2.
Let's go, 8. Come on, kid.
Lions not averse to coming back in games. They've done it numerous times this season.
Home, baby. Let's go, kid.
Now the pitch. In there, called strike. Tell you the truth, I think every game we've covered, I think they've come back. They've trailed and then they would come back. And we've covered at least 3 wins.
Home, baby. Alex, let's go, kid.
Now the pitch. High fly ball, right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Right behind the second baseman who's racing out for it. It was too shallow for the outfielders to get. Alex Rakowski with a base hit to lead off the bottom of the fifth. And now the Lions have something going. Joseph Manko, the leadoff hitter. Up for Pope John now, the center fielder. So Rakowski on first. On deck for Pope John, number 20, Will Ryan. Rakowski on first. He's got a big lead. Lofton looks him over. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Rakowski's going. Here's the throw. Umpire looking to see if there's a ball, and the ball got loose, so he's safe in there. Rakowski with the stolen base as the ball got away. So now the Lions have a runner on second. I don't know if he would have beaten the 3. They didn't beat the throw, but the ball got loose, so doesn't matter. 0-1 count as that was a strike to Manko. Swinging strike. Lofton looks in, checks Rakowski. Now the pitch. Low and away, gets away to the backstop, and that will allow Rakowski to get the third. So a wild pitch, and now the Lions with a runner on third and no outs. And now there's so many ways that the Lions can score here. Sack fly, hunt, hit to the right side. Chatham middle infielders playing back, so they'll allow the run. Here's the pitch. Grounder, foul, down the third base line. First and third base defense even with the bag. Counts 1-2 to Manko. Rakowski with a short lead off third. Here's the pitch by Lofton. On hit him. Manko takes it in the back of the legs, and he'll head to first. And now runners on the corners for Will Ryan. Well, the Lions have something big going here in the bottom of the fifth. Tying run standing on third. The go-ahead run standing on first. Nobody out, and the batter is Will Ryan. And on deck for the Lions, Jack Portman, who came within 3 feet maybe of hitting a home run out the right center field last time up. Lofton Needs to pull out his bag of magic tricks. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Manko down to second to throw. Not in time. Manko steals second. Rakowski stays on third. And now a base hit could give the Lions a lead. Ryan steps back in. Lofton looks in. Now the pitch. Curveball in there. 0-2 to Ryan.
Keep it simple. Hey, what is it now? 2-0. Come on, Will. Hey, no kid. Come on, Will.
Now the pitch by Lofton. High. 1-2.
Come on, kid.
Kowski on third. Manko on second. Will Ryan batting second today. He's at the plate. Runners in scoring position. Now the pitch. Oh, it hit him in the head. And Will Ryan goes down. He looks okay. He's on one knee. Got him right in the back of the helmet. And the coach is coming over and manager James Manko coming out. He looks okay, a bit dazed, but obviously. Took that right on the noggin. And trainer Jordan Martin coming out. She was watching the game, so wants to take a look at Will. So, pitch came in, hit him right in the back of the helmet. Obviously, no intent. So Will's going to be okay. He's going to go down to first, so that's good to see. Now the Chatham manager coming out to talk to Dalton Lofton. When we return, it's going to be, and I think we got a pitching changes. Lofton's out, and number 24 coming into the game, Jeremy Hoffman. So Hoffman will warm up. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Bottom of the fifth. Chatham leads 2-1. But the Lions are threatening. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
Not Jeremy Hoffman.
Oh, that's not? Oh, sorry. Who is it?
24 Hudson.
Haskell. I got 324s here. Sorry.
No problem.
Jack Haskell. Okay, thank you. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. So, my apologies. The roster I had, I was trying to retrieve numbers before the game because the initial roster was incomplete. I had 3 different players with number 24 listed. Jeremy Hoffman, I had Drew Spees, and the correct number 24 is Jack Hadsma, and he's on the mound right now, getting his warm-up pitches in. So Hadsma is being asked by the Chatham crew to get out of this bottom of the fifth, giving up no runs with no outs. Bases are loaded. Will Ryan taking one on the back of the helmet. He loads the bases. You got Manko on second. You got Rakowski on third. And the batter for the Lions is Jack Portman. Portman coming within a few feet of a home run last time up. He's got the bags full right now. On deck for Pope John, number 3, Nick Struble. So number 24, Jack Hadsma, the sophomore, faces Jack Portman, the senior for Pope John. First pitch coming. Here it is. Ball. 1-0. Kowski on third, Manko on second, Ryan on first. Here's the pitch to Portman. Fouled off, out of play. Now the pitch by Hatsma. Inside. 2-1. Hitters count for Portman. On deck, righty, second baseman Nick Struble. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Hatsma blowing the high fastball past Portman there. 2-2. Even count. Base is full. Nobody out. Pitch. Low and inside. And a good play by the catcher, Luca Russo, to make sure it didn't get by him. Full count now. Nowhere to put Portman. Hatsma shakes off the catcher. Now gets something he likes. Here's the 3-2 coming. Liner right to the first baseman. And he gets Will Ryan picked off first. A double play. And what a bad break for Pope John. A liner right to the first baseman, number 22, John Jacobs. And he races back to the bag and gets Will Ryan off first base. So, no, Chatham, 2/3 of the way to pulling off that magic trick. Now the batter, Nick Struble, second and third, 2 out. Still trailing by a run, the Lions are. Grounder to third, foul. Yeah, what are the odds, right? Hatsma looks in. Now the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. Right back to us. 0-2 count to Struble. Lions had loaded the bases, but a double play with a liner to John Jacobs, and then he tagged first to double up Will Ryan leading off first. Now Struble being asked to deliver. High. 2-2. Second and third, 2 out, bottom of the 5th. Chatham leads by a run. Now the pitch. Outside.
No!
Counts full to Struble. On deck is Andrew Pammy. Here's the pitch by Hatsma. They hit him. And so Struble will go to first. So, bases are now loaded again. And the batter is Andrew Pammy. A big spot for the Lions catcher. In the bullpen for the Lions, number 12, Daniel Gigante getting loose. So, bases loaded for Pammy. Bases full, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Come on, 6.
Kowski on third, Manko on second, now Struble on first. Pammy at the dish. Here's a pitch. High pop-up down the first base line. Will it stay in play? It will, and the first baseman, Jacobs, makes the catch. So John Jacobs makes all 3 outs in that bottom of the 5th. And Chatham walks the high line. They walk the high wire. They're able to get out of that. Load the bases twice and Pope John doesn't score. We're through 5 here at Pope John High School. It's 2-1 Chatham over Pope John. We'll be back after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Yeah, that's a stop the feed. Let me check with the table here.
Yeah. Just wanted to know. Thank you very much.
Go up. Thank you.
By the way, nice job there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good or bad thing, I'm not
I
sure.
want to come join you and be the color man.
There you go. Thank you.
You don't get hit with balls when you're back there.
I could, but I haven't yet, so knock on wood. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey for top of the 6th action between the Chatham Cougars and the Pope John Lions. And here's the next wrinkle that's thrown into the mess here with Pope John coming out of that 5th inning without scoring a run. Sunset is scheduled for 7:56 or 52 here in Sparta. And so the game can only go until sunset. So if they're not able to get these 2 innings in the next half hour, high fly ball to left field. Masson under it. He'll make the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out from Liam Brody. And that is important for Pope John to get through these next 2 innings quickly here. And then try and score a couple runs in their bottom half of the innings. Because the game could be shortened due to darkness if we hit sunset. And so 1 out here. Not a pitch. Grounder to second off the mound. Struble plays it. Fires over to first in time. Oh, look at that. It hit off the mound. Went right to Struble. So 2 pitches and 2 outs. So that is definitely working in Pope John's favor to give them the full use of their 6 outs to try and get back into this. The time right now is 7:23. The sun is scheduled to set in 29 minutes. Here's a pitch by Brody. In there, called strike. Batter now for Chatham, number 16, Gavin Drum. Lions had the bases loaded in the bottom of 5th and did not score. Brody with the pitch. High, ball 1. Again, Pope John has come back numerous times this year. In fact, every game I think we've covered, they've come back in one way or another. The only time they didn't come back to win was against Bergen Catholic, but it came back. 2-1 count now. On deck, number 18, Matt Hodap. Chatham scored their both runs by way of suicide squeezes. Grounder to third. What a play by Rakowski. Throws over. Does he get the out? He does. It pulled Johnson off the bag, but he laid the tag on number 16, Gavin Drum. What a play by Alex Rakowski. And so through 5.5, Pope John with another chance to tie the score. Down 2-1 to Chatham. Come on back on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
There you go.
Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey, for bottom of the sixth action between the Pope John Lions and the Chatham Cougars. Well, in the top of the sixth inning, Pope John did themselves every favor in the world by getting out of that inning quickly. So now they have a bottom of the sixth where they can try and work their way back into this game. And then possibly bottom of the seventh if they need it.
How many pitches did you throw?
It's 2-1 Chatham as we start the bottom of the sixth. Evan Johnson to lead off. And the pitcher, number 24, Jack Hatzema, who worked the Houdini act in that fifth inning to get out of trouble. But he did, with the benefit of first baseman John Jacobs, who recorded all 3 outs, catching a line drive and then doubling up with Ryan, swinging a miss, strike one to Johnson, and then recording the third out on a pop-up that was foul down the first base line. So Pope John's got 6 outs to work with. You better do it quickly. Here's the pitch by Hatzema. High. 2-0 count to Johnson. Here's the pitch. Liner! Back to center field, in there for a base hit. So Evan Johnson gets things going for the Lions. Right past the shortstop and into center field. And a base knock for Evan Johnson. And now the batter is number 21, Lucas Meseros. In the bullpen for the Lions, number 11, Jack Portman, who works very quickly. So, again, a benefit for the Lions here as we run out of sun on this Monday afternoon. Hatzema looks in, now the pitch. Fouled off, out of play, behind the first base dugout. So timeout call, or a pinch runner for Evan Johnson. It's going to be number 5, Jason Snyder. So Snyder in to run for Evan Johnson. 0-1 to Meseros. On deck, number 15, Miles Masson. Bottom of the fifth, 2-1 Chatham. Lions have the leadoff man on. Hatzema looks in. Checks the runner, not a pitch. In there, called strike. 0-2 to Meseros. Hatzema looks in, not a pitch. Outside, 1-2. Sown on deck. Snyder on first, running for Johnson, who had a clean single to center field to get the Lions started here in the bottom of the sixth. Not a pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Meseros down on strikes. So 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth, and now Miles Masson at the plate. Hatzema looks to runner back, Snyder. Throw back. And Snyder's back safely. Quick pickoff move by Hatzema. One out here, bottom of the sixth. 2-1 Chatham. Here's the pitch. Outside, gets away. And that will allow Snyder to get the second. So a wild pitch by Hatzema, or he could roll it a pass ball as it hit the catcher's glove. But either way, Snyder gets the second, the tying run.
Hey, 1-5.
Here's the 1-0 to Masson. In there, called strike. 1-1. On deck for Pope John, Alex Rakowski. In the hole is Joseph Manko.
Do a job here, let's go.
1 out, bottom of the sixth. Checks Snyder back. Snyder dancing off second. Wild, gets away. Snyder takes off at third. The throw over. He's out. Snyder saying that the third baseman missed the tag, but he's not going to get it in appeal. 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th as Snyder's thrown out at third. 2-1 count of his own. A tough break for Pope John there. Here's the pitch to Masson. Foul ball. And you got to credit the catcher there, Luca Russo, for jumping on that ball and firing it down to third. 2-2 to Masson. Here's the pitch. Low. 3-2. And again, this could be important for Pope John, getting Masson on. And as even if Rakowski gets out, you have the top of the order coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Full count pitch to Masson. Low, ball 4. So Masson works a walk. And now Alex Rakowski up with 2 outs and a chance to either tie the game or put Pope John in the lead with a big fly. Still waiting for one here at Pope John High School. We haven't seen one yet this year. Portman came within a few feet of one earlier today. Pitch for Hatsuma. High fly ball. Right field. Base hit by Rakowski. And it gets past the right fielder. Here's Masson. Masson rounds around third. The throw comes in. He scores. And the Lions come back to tie the game at 2. Alex Rakowski with a clutch hit. And it gets past the right fielder. And Pope John has deadlocked this game 2 apiece. And now Rakowski standing on second. And the Lions with a chance to take the lead. The batter, Joseph Manko. Rakowski said, forget the bottom of the 7th. I'm going to get the big hit. And he does. And Manko scores as it gets past the right fielder. So now Manko at the plate. Or Masson scored, I should say. Blown away. Masson scores all the way from first on the base hit. And the error in right field. And Rakowski on second with 2 outs. Manko at the plate. Throw back to second. He's back. Ooh, too close out there. On deck for Pope John, Will Ryan. Joseph Manko looking for the big hit. The hit that will put the Lions in the lead. Portman in the bullpen. We'll see what happens. Hatsuma checks the runner. Now the pitch. Outside, and a good reaction by the catcher, Russo, to make sure it doesn't get past. The bullpen again for Chatham, number 5, Justin Zigon. Got a pitch. Blown away. 3-0 count to Manko. First base is open. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. The Lions have come back to tie the game at 2. Steps off. And Rakowski retreats to second. Alex Rakowski with a hit to right field. It got past the right fielder. And Miles Masson was able to score all the way from first base. Here's the pitch. Low gets away. That's going to allow Rakowski to go to third as Manko goes to first on a walk. And now the Chatham manager bolts out of the dugout to talk to Hatsuma. We'll see if there's a pitching change. First and third, 2 outs. And when the pitching change is over, Will Ryan will come to the plate. So, Hatsuma, who turned a trick in the bottom of the 5th, not able to get out of the bottom of the 6th. And now the pitcher will be number 4. And that I have on the roster is Ben Holberton. Keeley? Thank you. Joe Keeley. And my thanks to the Chatham manager for going ahead and updating the roster. So your pitcher now, number 4, Joe Keeley. Runners on first and third when we return. Will Ryan will be at the plate. 2-2, Pope John and Chatham. We'll be right back after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. New pitcher in the game for the Chatham Cougars, Joe Keeley. And stepping into the box, Will Ryan with runners on the corners and 2 outs in a tie game, 2-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Keeley looks in. Here's the pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. It's going to be foul. They're racing after it. Nobody will make a play. 0-1 to Ryan. Very important for the Lions to try and get a lead here in this bottom of the 6th inning because they can close things out in the top of the 7th and win the game. If this goes to the bottom of the 7th, they may not have enough sun. Sunset scheduled for 7:52. And they've only got a certain amount of time to be able to get this game in. No lights here at Pope John High School. Keeley looks in. The pitch. Low. 1-1. Kowski on third, Manko on first. Lions have played the tying run here in this bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Liner to right center field, base hit. 1 run scores all the way to the fence. Here comes Manko. Manko racing home to throw, not in time. Will Ryan, a 2-run triple, and the Lions take a 4-2 lead. What clutch hitting by Will Ryan. And Pope John has come all the way back, and they lead 4-2. So now the batter, Jack Portman. Will Ryan standing on third. Keeley with the pitch. High fly ball, right field. The right fielder back, he's got room, and he makes the catch. I was hoping, waiting for that first home run from Pope John here at home this season. Yeah, it won't be in the bottom of the 6th. Gave it a ride, but the Pope John Lions come back and take a 4-2 lead over the Chatham Cougars at the end of 6 innings. We'll be back for top of the 7th action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions Baseball, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's game. We've got 12 minutes before sunset, which is scheduled for 7:52. And it will behoove the Lions to get this game closed out here in the top of the 7th. They've got closer Jack Portman on the mound to try and turn the trick. 3 outs, and he works quickly. So the Lions scored 3 times in that bottom of the 6th inning. A 2-run triple by Will Ryan gives the Lions the lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And now Portman looking to slam the door shut. His hat goes flying off. He's that into it right now. Leading off for Chatham. For a number here. I think it's number 18, Matt Hodat. Portman going through his warm-up pitches. Tomorrow on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube, it'll be girls lacrosse, the second round of the Huntington Warren Sussex tournament. Again, 4 o'clock at the lacrosse field at Pope John High School. Nothing scheduled right now for Wednesday. That could change. Here's the pitch by Portman. Low, ball 1. It behooves Pope John to work quickly, and Portman is the pitcher who to do so. Here's the pitch. 2-0. Not only does he have to work quickly, he has to work accurately. So, Pope John, 3 outs away from what would be a tremendous come-from-behind victory against Chatham. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 2-1. Portman ready to deal. Here's the pitch. In there on the outside corner, strike 2. 2-2 to Hodat. Peter Federo on deck. Portman with the pitch. Liner to short. Ryan scoops it up, throws across. In time, 1 down. And now Pope John, 2 outs away. A single and an error, scoring Miles Masson in the bottom of the 6th off the bat of Alex Rakowski. That tied the game. And then Will Ryan with a 2-run triple to the right center field fence gave them the lead. Here's the pitch, inside and low, 1-0. Peter Federo, who's been productive for Chatham today. On deck, Nick Carlos. In there, called strike 1. 1-1. Portman, right, ready to go. Look at that. Here's the pitch coming from Portman. Outside, 2-1. He's got to pick up his hat, so that'll slow him down. Jack adjusts the hat. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1-2 to Federo. Portman shakes off Pammy. Now gets a sign. Here's the pitch. Curveball inside. Uncle Charlie didn't drop in. Portman thought he had it too. He was walking around the mound. So Uncle Charlie just hanging outside the back door there. Didn't come in. Now the pitch. High fly ball. Right field. Makes the catch. And now 2 outs as Piotrowski took over from Portman in right field. And the Lions are 1 out away. Batter, Nick Carlos. Lions 8 minutes away from sunset, trying to get this game in before the sun goes down. Here's the pitch by Portman. In there, called strike 1 on the outside corner. On deck for Chatham, the possible tying run, number 13, Wes Maximo. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Portman looks in. Now the 1-1. Outside, 2-1. That goes flying again. Willie Mays used to have a hat that flew off every time he ran the bases to show that he could outrun his hat. What a great ball player. Here's the pitch. Low. 3-1. I think he used to order the hats big for that reason. Who said the Say Hey Kid couldn't have showmanship. In there, called strike. 3-2 to Nick Carlos. And now Chatham, 1 strike from losing, and Pope John 1 strike away. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. We'll do it again. Pope John 1 strike away. Portman looks in. The 3-2. In there, called strike 3. The Pride has spoken! And the Pope John Lions defeat the Chatham Cougars. Final score, Pope John 4, Chatham 2. Oh, an entertaining game. Started late, but Chatham, with a couple of suicide squeezes, were able to score a couple of runs, but Pope John, they couldn't get the runs in the bottom of the fifth. They took advantage in the bottom of the sixth. Alex Rakowski with a base hit to right field, got past the right fielder, scored Miles Masson, and then with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth, Will Ryan with a 2-run triple to give Pope John a lead they would not relinquish. Jack Portman comes in and slams the door shut at the top of the seventh for the save, and the win goes to Liam Brody. 6-5 now, the Pope John Lions are on the season as they rebound nicely from the loss to Bergen Catholic on Thursday. And so the Lions will take a break until Friday. They'll take on Hudson Catholic. And then the second round of the Huntington Warren Sussex tournaments on Saturday, 2 p.m. is the schedule change. 2 p.m. is the game scheduled against the qualifier. We'll find out who it is to be determined. So they're taking the pick around home plate. Pitchers, the runners are going to run off, and as they usually do. Senior night, and the Lions celebrate with a 4-2 win. Please join us tomorrow as we'll have Huntington Warren Sussex tournament action for girls lacrosse, 4 p.m. as Pope John, the 7th seed, will take on Kittatinny, the 10 seed. We're open for Wednesday right now. We'll see what happens. Thursday, senior night for girls lacrosse against Lenape Valley. JV first, then varsity. Baseball on Friday as the Lions will take on Hudson Catholic. And then on Saturday, we're hoping to get both baseball and lacrosse in, boys lacrosse, for the Huntington Warren Sussex tournament. So for everyone here at Pope John High School, this is Mike Formisano saying thank you so much for joining us in a wildly entertaining game. The Pope John Lions defeat the Chatham Cougars 4-2. Have a good night from Pope John High School.